What's up, YouTube? It's your boy Big Boy John 25 minutes. Tonight I'm gonna do my WWE Hell in a Cell review on highlights. You guys know, hit that like button, subscribe to my channel, and let's get started. Alright, WWE Universal Championship. I quit Hell in a Cell match. Jey Uso versus Roman Reigns. This match was fantastic. I love this match. Now, some people were pissed off about this match went first, but me, I'm not even complaining. This match itself was fantastic. So I ain't got no excuse for this, but this match was good. If the if if Jey Uso loses this match, he would have to acknowledge Roman Reigns as the tribal chief and take orders from him. If Uso refused that, he and his entire family, including Jimmy Uso, will be exiled from the Anoa family. The bell rings and Uso shouts that Reigns was changed. Reigns says he hasn't changed. He just doing what he has to do for the family. He locks up and Reigns sends him into the ropes for a shoulder block. Reigns gets him to his feet and uppercuts him down. Reigns hits a snap suplex. Uso struggles to get to his feet and Reigns bounces him off the top turnbuckle. Reigns hits a corner clotheslines and Uso collapses on the mat. Uso gets to his feet and stumbles to the corner. Reigns clotheslines him in the corner and locks in pity as his cousin struggles to get up. Reigns goes for another corner clothesline, but Uso boots him back. Reigns blocks a boot, but Uso comes back with an insecurity. Uso super kicks him and sends him out of the ring. Uso then hits a suicide dive that drives Roman Reigns into the Hell in a Cell structure. Uso gets Reigns in the ring and clotheslines him over the top rope. Uso follows up with another suicide dive. Reigns charge, but Uso ducks him and sends him into the wall. Uso sends him into the wall while talking trash. Uso shouts that today is the day Reigns will quit. Uso gets Reigns in the ring and follows him in. Uso goes to charge him, but Reigns stuns him with a spear. Oh my god, that spear though was very vicious. Oh my god, that spear was vicious. But anyway, Reigns looks down and looks sorry for Uso. Reigns tells him he should have stayed home. Reigns stomps him and goes to the outside. Reigns goes under the ring and grabs a steel chair. Uso stuns him with a baseball slide and hits the rope again. But Reigns forearms him back. Reigns gets in the ring, hits the ropes. He crushes Uso with a spear. That was a brutal, massive spear. That spear though, oh my god. Alright, Reigns says he doesn't want to have to do this. Uso is making him the bad guy. Reigns says he will end him if he gets up. Uso struggles to get to his feet. Reigns hits the ropes, but Uso needs him in the face and super kicks him down. The Usos quickly goes to the top rope and hits an Uso splash, but Uso holds his ribs in pain. He struggles to get back to the top rope and hits another Uso splash. Uso goes under the ring and grabs a large leather strap. Paul Heyman looks worried at ringside. Uso cracks back and smacks Reigns on the back with the strap. Uso talks some trash and whips Roman Reigns again. Reigns winches in pain. Uso hits him with a third time and Reigns immediately responds with his third spear of the match. Uso shouts that he can't breathe. Roman Reigns calmly gets to his feet and grabs the leather strap. Roman Reigns whips Uso and shouts that he's the one that does the whipping around here. Reigns continues to whip Uso, who streaks in pain with each strap. Reigns ties the strap around Uso's wrist and whips him some more. Uso won't quit. Reigns pulls Uso up to his feet with the strap around his wrist. Uso holds on into the middle rope and then releases to hit Reigns with the forearm. Reigns hits him back, but Uso continues to punch him back. Uso super kicks him and ducks a Superman punch. Uso then wraps the strap around Reigns' neck and he's choking him out. Reigns is fading away and the referee is checking on him. Reigns makes a slight burst of a comeback, but Uso also squeezes him harder. Reigns is unconscious. The referee checks on Reigns but cannot end the match because he hasn't said I quit. Uso shouted that Reigns quit. The referee says Reigns passed out, but he didn't say I quit. Uso grabs a steel chair and waits for Reigns to regain consciousness. Reigns slowly comes to. Uso goes for a chair shot, but Reigns catches him with a Superman punch. Reigns applies the guillotine, but Uso won't quit. Uso instead passed out. Reigns tells him to just say the word. All Uso had to do was acknowledge him. The referee continues to ask Uso, but he unresponsive. Reigns angrily drags him down to the apron and hits a drive-by kick. Reigns continues to forearm him and yells at him. Reigns puts Uso's head next to the ring post and sets up the steel steps next to his head. Reigns goes to sandwich Uso's head into the ring post with the steel steps. Reigns then sandwiched him with a drive-by kick. The referee is terrified, for Uso goes to call off the match. Reigns stops the referee from calling the match off. The referee shouts that his cousin is unconscious. Reigns throws the referee out of the ring and continues to attack Uso. Adam Pearce and the rest of the WWE officials run down to help out. Reigns goes outside and tries to throw the steps into the ring, but they bounce off the ropes. Reigns finally gets them in the ring and puts them over Uso's face. Reigns says he needs to stop testing him. There's no going back. Reigns will end him. Uso is unconscious. Reigns lifts the steps over his head, but Jimmy runs down and cover his brother. Jimmy asks what Reigns is doing. Jimmy says they can fix the problems with them. Reigns is tearing up and puts his head down. Reigns is crying and buries his head in his hands. Jimmy says this is not the way to handle business. Jimmy extends his hand and Reigns grabs it. They crying and then Reigns locks Jimmy in the guillotine. Jimmy furiously taps out. Jay comes to grab his brother, trying to rip Reigns off him. Jay then quits to save his brother from Reigns. The winner and still your Universal Champion, Roman Reigns. This match was fantastic. I like this Roman Reigns as a heel instead of a babyface. Alright, let's move on. Let's move on from this match. Then we get Elias versus Jeff Hardy. Elias won by disqualification. That ending was so stupid. The ending was so stupid. It says they lock up and Elias powers him to the corner. Hardy fights out and they lock up again. Elias needs him, but Hardy fights back with an atomic drop and a snapmare and a rolling neck snapper for a 2 count. Hardy applies a hammerlock and closes the back. Elias gets out and goes for a chin lock, but Hardy fights out and puts the hammerlock back on. Elias fights up and knocks Hardy out of the ring. Elias goes outside and drives him into the barricade. Hardy fights back and sends Hardy into the barricade. Hardy sends him out of the ring and hits a baseball slide. Hardy jumps off the steel steps, but Elias sidesteps him. Hardy briefly makes it before the 10 count. Elias stomps away at Hardy for a bit and applies a chin lock. Hardy fights with a jawbreaker. Hardy punches back, hits a nerve atomic drop and a double leg drop to the midsection. Hardy hits a low drop kick and a big splash for a near fall. Elias quickly sends him to the corner and puts him in the electric chair position. Elias turns him into a sit-out powerbomb for a near fall. Hardy fights fights back and boots him back before hitting a whisper in the wind for a near fall. Hardy gets fired up and goes to the top rope. Elias puts himself to the apron, so Hardy stands on the ring post. Elias puts himself out of the ring, and Hardy gets down. Elias grabs his guitar, but Hardy kicks him. Hardy grabs the guitar and smashes it over Elias' back. So the winner by disqualification, Elias. Now watch this. I guarantee you, Monday night. I guarantee you, we finna have a guitar pole. I guarantee we finna have a guitar pole match on Monday Night Raw. I guarantee you. Watch this. But Elias won by disqualification. The ending was so stupid. That's all I gotta say. So let's move on. Money in the Bank contract. The Miz versus Otis. I was waiting for this match, and I was the second person to say this. Otis should not have won Money in the Bank. It was just true. Otis should not have won Money in the Bank. It says the winner by pinfall and your new Money in the Bank holder, The Miz. Thank you, Hell in a Cell, for making Tucker cost Otis the Money in the Bank contract. I love it. So Tucker's gonna get a singles push. So thank you, Hell in a Cell. I was super happy. So no more Mr. Money in the Bank from Otis. Thank God. Thank you, Hell in a Cell. Thank you. All right, but let's move on. We get a video package SmackDown Women's Champion. SmackDown Women's Champion Hell in a Cell. Sasha Banks versus Bayley. This match was fantastic. Sasha Banks and Bayley needs to fight forever. So NYC Diva, if you're watching this, shouts to you for saying this. Sasha Banks and Bayley should fight forever. This match was fantastic. I really enjoyed this match. I really did. It says the winner by submission and your new SmackDown Women's Champion Sasha Banks. And I called it right down the middle on my Twitter page. So you guys need to go look at my Twitter page. I called this right down the middle. That Sasha Banks walks out as your new SmackDown Women's Champion, and I was right the entire time. Sasha Banks is your new SmackDown Women's Champion. I love that. I like that. So I gotta give WWE credit where credit's due. So Sasha Banks, congratulations for becoming your new SmackDown Women's Champion. I love that. I just love it. Then we have the United States Champion, Bobby Lashley versus Slapjack. I didn't really care about this match. Didn't really care. The winner by submission is still your WWE United States Champion, Bobby Lashley. The Retribution is a flop. I don't really care. I don't care about Retribution. I didn't care. Alright, so let's move on. The main event of the evening. The WWE Champion Hell in a Cell, Drew McIntyre versus Randy Orton. WWE did the right thing by putting the WWE Championship, by main eventing the WWE Champion inside Hell in a Cell. I like that, but I would prefer Sasha Banks versus Bayley for the SmackDown Women's Championship main event at Hell in a Cell. So it is what it is, so I can't complain about it. But WWE did the right thing by main eventing the WWE Championship inside Hell in a Cell. So I got to give credit where credit's due. But anyway, Drew McIntyre versus Randy Orton. We already knew that Randy Orton was going to win this match. So we already knew. So we already knew. So congratulations to Randy Orton. It says the winner by pinfall and your new WWE Champion, Randy Orton. Randy Orton walks up to the ramp with his newly won WWE Champion. McIntyre sees this in anger as he watches him. And Hell in a Cell goes off the air. So I'm just gonna say this. This Hell in a Cell in 2020 was way better than last year's Hell in a Cell. That's all I gotta say. But anyway, if you guys enjoyed my WWE Hell in a Cell review and highlights, please drop a like on this video. Subscribe to my channel. I will leave my Twitter, my Instagram, and TikTok down below in the description. You guys have a great Sunday. Stay safe, and I will see you guys tomorrow on my WWE review, WWE Raw review and highlights. I'll talk to you guys later, and I'm out of here. And stay safe.